Okay. So we'll continue from um digital user research in a digital world. Last week, you guys have actually said everything, so I don't even need to say do a recap for it. So in this our present world, there's how user research are being done, and in today's class, I'm sharing how we can actually make use of it and what tools we'll be using to conduct our user research, which is the best method for which. So, but before we dive into user research, let's first talk about what a user is. So, a user is an individual who interacts with a product, service, or system to achieve a specific goal. Users can be customers, clients, employees, or any group of people who engage with a product for personal or professional reasons. So let me clear this. Users are different from customer. They are not the same set of people. Let me give you an instance. Customer, let's say a parent, like a mother now wants to get a toy for her 5 years old child. The 5 years old child is a user. The mother is the customer. Do you understand? These are one responses. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So don't ever think that customers are users. They are not the same words. There are two different words. So a user is the person that will interact directly with the product. A customer might not really interact directly with the product. The customer can just get it and give it to the user that will use the product. So what's the user research now? Because a lot of us, whenever we're doing this user research, I feel we give these surveys and everything to customer. We don't give it to the main users themselves. And that's why sometimes we'll even conduct this user research and we tend to have we will conduct this user research and we tend, whenever we want to build the products, we still don't build the right thing because we're not giving the surveys, or we're not asking the rightful users the questions we need to ask them, or you just gave them the questions but they're not even using it. So what is user research? User research is a systematic study of target users, their needs, behaviors, pain points, and motivation to create user-centered products. It involves gathering qualitative and quantitative insights to ensure that products solve real problems efficiently. Unlike assumptions or internal opinions, user research relies on data to guide product decisions. Your user research will guide your product decision, reduce risks, and increase success rates. If you don't conduct user research, you're going to build the wrong product. We already said this last week. So the mistake, like I said, the mistake that a lot of product managers make, or some people when conducting these user research, is they give the wrong target audience their surveys. Some people will just, I don't even understand. Some people collect it. I don't know if it's for the response sake, they just want to collect it. If you are doing like a school project research and maybe your supervisor is saying, oh, I want to see this, and that one is a different thing. But you are building products that you want to get money from it, and then you're not putting out your surveys to the rightful users, then you will not build the right product. So it's very important to conduct this user research and give it to the rightful target audience, the target users. So why is user research important? User research will ensure you are building the right product instead of wasting time and money. That's one thing. You don't conduct user research. You want to build your product like that. Both your developer, both the designer, all of you will just be wasting your time. And money, of course, will be going because you have to be getting domain names and you'll be paying the CEO will be paying you money, will pay you salary, and it's not bring forth any fruit. Like, so what happens? People will just lose. So it's very important to conduct user research, then identify pain points early, leading to better usability and user satisfaction. Once you conduct your user research, what will happen? You can easily identify pain points that you are not even aware of. You see, whenever I send out surveys, or maybe when I'm doing a user interview, after like the main questions I want to ask, right, I still like to give room for the users to just tell me, is there anything I need to know? I don't know if whenever you fill surveys, I don't know if you see that in some people's surveys, the last question they'll ask you, maybe you have any suggestions on all of that. I like to do that too, because from there some people will give out some suggestions. They will tell you their pain points that you don't even know that exists. So with the help of user research, you can actually know all of these things. User research will help you uncover new problems, exactly, and market opportunities that competitors haven't solved. Just imagine somebody dropping a suggestion on that any suggestion section. Some of it could be a market opportunity for you that you can actually bank on it, make more further research, and you can make money for the organization. So products based on user insights drive engagement and loyalty. If you are conducting all of this user research and you are delivering value, or you are delivering things based on what you inform your users, what will happen? Let's say you conducted a user research maybe like 2 months ago, and then you now release the product after 2 months. What will happen? Your users will be very happy that, oh, they asked me for this thing and they are doing it. So it will also drive engagement, and they will feel this connect. Your user will feel this connect with your product, because what, you got insights from them. User research will also ensure that product decision match market demands, maximizing profits. This is similar to the second point I spoke about. So examples of user research in actions. Airbnb. So Airbnb, they were having issue with users staying in people's apartments. That's their users. Yes, they were having issues staying in. That's the what's it called, Seth? The people that have the apartments. They were having trust issues. Even if it's me, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm going to have trust issue that I'm going to stay in somebody's house. Just like that. What if they kill me inside the house? So Airbnb conducted user interviews to discover they conducted user interview, and they discovered that trust was a major issue for their customers. That's people that is bringing money to them. What did they now do? They introduced a verified guest profile, and it did what? It increased their booking. It increased the booking for Airbnb. That's the thing that happens, because Airbnb now, they reach out to their users. Okay, you are not using our product. What's happening? And the users were able to give their feedback and say, oh, I like your idea, I like your products, but honestly, I'm just scared of staying in people's houses. So no, Airbnb verified all of this guest profile. That means if your guest profile is not verified, user will not come to your apartment. Slack, originally built for gamers but pivoted to workplace collaboration after early user feedback showed stronger demand. I spoke about this one last week. This Slack that all of you are using now, it's supposed to be a game for just people that is playing game. Maybe what's this game that guys even play safe? I don't know the name, but there's this game that they use data that you can be in Lagos, another person is in Kaduna, and all of you PUBG, I be what
Call of
Call
Duty.
of Duty. Call of
Call
Duty.
of Duty, exactly. So Slack wanted to create a community for people like that. All those people that is playing Call of Duty, they wanted to create a community for them. But when they now did all of this thing, they didn't realize that it's like this team will not favor us. So They did further user research and they figured out that, oh, workplace collaboration is a more problem, like a more pain point for people. And they banked on it. And today, all of us are using Slack, and Slack are making their money. If we don't conduct user research, it is a very, very important thing. It's not just in product management, but if you are building a product, what will happen if you don't conduct user research? You will build the wrong products. Yeah. You risk solving a non-existent problem leading to failure. Mhm. Wasted resources, developing features that users don't need, waste times and money. Exactly, because it's just like hey, let me even say this thing. This edtech product I was working for, we what did they even do self? Me that was the product manager. I didn't even know that they had a plan already for a future. And I am inside that I am part of the team. Oh. Hmm. Then one day my CEO just called me and said, coupon, like they want to do coupon discount or something, and then based on that discount, a coupon future, I think, then based on it they will give some certain people so that we can just get users to come to use our product. Me, I didn't even know about all of these things, so I when I came they already started building it and all of that. And then my CEO just said, oh, he wants me to test the future. And I'm like, when did you do this one? It's like, those early period when I just came, I was like, okay, did you conduct user research? He said, no, he just felt it was a nice idea to bring people in. So he spoke to the back end guy and the front end guy, and they felt, okay, it was a good idea and decided to build it. I was like, okay, so you people did not do any user research? I said, no, no user research. Like, okay, fine. I tested the future, everything it was working properly and all of that. Not until one day, after like 2 weeks, I now said, let me even use Mixpanel to track like our futures to see how people are interacting with our product, know what they are clicking and all of that. And something just said, let me even check this coupon future. And guess what? No user, like not even one, no user has actually gone to that part. So you even check what we have there. What happened? They wasted time building it because it was not something of 1 week. They used like months to build that future. They wasted time in building it. I don't know if money was involved, but time is money. Like that time they used in building all of those features, they will have used it to do something else that was better. So if you don't conduct user research, you will just be developing features that nobody will use, and you'll be wasting your time. And it is very painful because at some point I told the CEO, I said, let's just go and remove that feature there. Because when we conducted user research too and all of that, they still didn't buy the idea. So I told the CEO, let's remove the future. And what happened? We removed the future from the product. It is very painful because these developers now, they spend so much time trying to build this future and then nobody is using it. So if you don't conduct user research, you will waste your time and your money. Another thing that will happen when you don't conduct user research is poor user adoption. Exactly. If users don't relate to the product, they won't use it. That was what happened. Like they could not relate. They could not, I don't know, they could not even relate to the idea. So how do they want to use it? They did not use it. So if you don't conduct user research, nobody will use it too. Then competitive disadvantage. Competitors who research better will attract and retain more customers because these competitors now they are attracting more customers because they are building things that user wants, and your own company is not building things that user wants. So your competitors is doing what? It's an advantage for them. You don't do the research, and then they have the strength, they have the ability to just go and do the research. And because they do the research, what's happening? They're able to attract and retain more customers. And what will happen when they attract and retain customers? they will make money, they will have more money. Then there will be high customer churn rates. Users will leave if they experience frustrations or meet needs. Exactly. We went to be building coupon future when our study plan was not perfect. Hey, I just even pray this my CEO does not listen to this. I just pray does not listen to this. But but that was it. We went to be building a coupon future when our main future where people are coming to is not yet perfect. We left that one and was doing another thing. So people were not engaging with our product because they just felt we're not giving them what they need. When we conducted user research and all of that, it helped us. Like we were able to like go back. We went back to the drawing board, figure out what was missing because we're already seeing a lot of churn. So let's ask what is happening, what is happening, and then when we were able to figure out one or two things that was happening, we conducted user research and we're able to go back to our lane. So this is QB. This QB, I even went online to even make research to even see maybe there was a website or a app or something about itself, but I didn't see anything. Maybe the companies creep out, like they removed everything online. So QB is a short form video streaming platform. This is an example. I like to give example whenever I teach so that all of this story you can relate it to like a product. So this example, QB is a short form video streaming platform. It failed because they assumed people wanted a 10-minute premium content. They never validated if their users needed it. As a result, QB shut down after just 6 months, losing over $1.75 billion. Not $1 million, oh, $1 billion. And it's not even in naira, dollars. So just imagine what would can happen when you don't conduct user research. You will lose a lot of money. Let's even leave time alone. Money. You will lose a lot of money. And even you that is the staff, even if you are feeling that, oh, it's not my company, it's not my business, it's the CEO's own. Your CEO will chase you when there is no profit. And they will not increase your salary when there is no profit. So if not for anything, for the fact that you want more money for yourself, conduct user research so that your team is building the right products. Are you guys still with me? Please, I want response. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
okay,
we
are
are
with
with
you.
you.
Yeah,
okay,
with you.
okay, great. So if not for anything, for the fact that you will lose the money, please. I know right now a lot of product managers are transitioning into the space. Please conduct, even if you're CEO, because let me tell you, you see these CEOs, they will pressure you that you're a product manager. You see all these things that you learned here. See the way they will do it, and they will make you want to fling it just to do their own will. Don't fall for that trap wherever you find. If you happen to find yourself in that situation, don't fall for the trap. It's not like you have to tell the CEO that no, I need to conduct a user research. It's not like you talk to the CEO in a rude manner. You can actually tell him you want to conduct this user research first in a more polite term. Also, I understand that there is no time in all of this. You want us to build this fast, but please let's conduct this user research to validate this our idea. This way we can even know more pain points or even know if users need this thing. If they don't need it, then let's focus on something else that users need. You can actually talk to that CEO in a polite manner. So please don't fall for that. Me, I fall for it before, and I regretted it. I'm not even going to lie. I regretted it. See, you pressured me. Me that I had to say, okay. I started to write documentation on acceptance criteria. I started to write everything. Please mute your mic if your mic is on. I started to document, I started to do everything. And you see that documentation is another work that we do as a PM. When I did all of that documentation, and then, hey, they did not use products. It's painful. It's very painful. So please don't fall for that trap. Make sure you conduct user research. If you will not even take anything from this my week 2 session, please This one is very important. Don't build products without conducting user research. Okay, so what are the methods for conducting effective user research? So now we've understand what user is, we understand what a user research is, we understand why it is important, we understand why what will happen if we don't conduct it. So now what are the methods for conducting a very good user research? Online surveys. You use to collect structured feedback and user preference, behavior, and pain points at scale. So what are the tools you can use? Google Form, Typeform, SurveyMonkey, and Cadric. I've not used this last one, but I saw it online actually. I'm more familiar with Google Form. You can use these tools to conduct a survey. Another thing I know that another trap that I see a lot of people doing is they use ChatGPT to conduct online surveys. They'll use ChatGPT. I'm not saying you should not use ChatGPT. Oh. Of course, if you put proper prompts and all of that, ChatGPT will give you whatever you want. But inside this thing that ChatGPT give you, there are some things that you know that your company is facing that ChatGPT did not put there. There are the answer sections. There are some answer sections that ChatGPT will put that you know your company is facing that thing that you are supposed to put in part of the answer section. But some people will just copy and just paste this thing just like that on the survey and then send it out. It does not work like that. Sometimes when I intentionally few surveys, and please, product managers, you guys should also do it. When you see these online surveys, I know sometimes some of you think it's stressful and all of that. Because you're a product manager, just feel it. See how people set their questions so that you will not make mistake whenever you are setting your own question. Because you as a product, hello.
You're
Hello, we
back
can
now. We
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Okay, sorry. I was using my phone for this thing. It can't okay me. So please try to fill these surveys too. Because as a product manager, you will also know whenever you fill this survey, you see some kind of questions based on the introduction of that survey. And whenever you're filling the survey, you see some kind of questions that you will not be telling you that is this thing necessary in this thing, in this research that I'm making. So whenever you see surveys, please do well to answer them. And even if you want to use ChatGPT, please try to edit them, make user research. Provide so user interview will give you deep insight into user motivation, frustrations, and needs through one-on-one discussions. So what this do I actually like interviews more than online surveys, but it's just that I cannot, of course, I cannot speak to 100 people. That's a whole waste of time. But whenever you speak to people, you can feel like you can know their frustration. Like if somebody does not like something from the tone of the voice, you will know that my product is not trying for this person at all. Or from the tone of their voice, you can know that this person love my product. This person love what we are doing. So I actually like interviews, but of course you cannot do it with a lot of people. At most, maybe 10, 20, and all of that. So it's another effective way to get user research. But when you get 20 insights and you have 1,000 people, you know that response is for you, Abby, because it's not enough. You need to get like more people. Don't worry, I have some guideline on how to conduct this user research. So we'll check it next. So the next one is heat maps and session recording. So for your user interview too, so that you don't mix things, make sure that you are recording. You can tell the person that, oh, I'm recording this session. Do you understand? So that you don't forget any, even the slightest information you don't want to forget. Me, I don't like to write. Just listen to them instead. You can now replay the recordings and then pick out whatever is their frustrations, their motivations, and their needs. So you can use Zoom, Google Meet, or user testing for user interviews. So heat maps and session recording. So this is a visual tool that track how users interact with a website or app, highlighting areas for confusions and disengagement. So you can use this one is something similar to um a mixed panel, but just a mixed panel will give you in a more analytical way. But this heat maps, it will not do that in an analytical way, to just show you like a that even a 10 years old child can understand. But of course, you need to get analytical insights from it. So mixed panel is also important. We'll actually talk about mixed panel too. So another way is social listening. You will monitor social media platforms for user discussions about your brand or industry trend. I think I spoke about this one last week. If you tag, for example, you want to say, if OPAs, you did a transaction for like 7 days now, OPA has not paid you your money, and you send customer support a message, they did not answer you. You just go on Twitter and put at OPA, pay me my money. You will just see that immediately you get a message that something if you got your message, kindly check your DM, this is that. Yeah, they answer you that, oh, I've paid your money or I've not paid your money. They'll just give you one kind of service response like that. Do you understand? That's social listening. So I think what the customer support do at the end of the day is, I think, they now look into all of those complaints where they were tagged maybe during at the end of the day, and then based on that complaint they will now take note of it, see the one that they can solve now and see the one they can solve for later. So tools you can use are Brand Watch, Sprout Social, and Hotsuit. So there are other more techniques that you can use to conduct. There are other methods you can use to conduct user research, but the most common ones are online surveys and user interviews. And again, let me even say something. This survey thing, if you are conducting it, please, there is not everywhere you want to get the entire answer from the user. Some people will just so users don't have time. If they see that your survey is requiring so much brain work from them, they will leave it for you. It's not everything they will give you answer for. Some user surveys, you just need to get an idea of something in your product and you can go from there. So imagine you now saying maybe customers are complaining that, what example can I use? You notice that people are not using your product, and then the next thing I just sending to them is, why are you not using our product? Then you now give them like a sentence they should type for you. Even you, the kind of response you will get, you will regret why you did that. Instead, give them a section to just be clicking. Then anywhere you want them to type, make sure that maybe it's one or two questions. It should not exceed that. Yeah, I don't even like to put it, but some scenarios you just have to put it. But you should not exceed one or two. Some people will put like five. They want you to be typing hello for surveys that I'm supposed to fill for 1 to 2 minutes. You want me to spend my time there? I will just leave it for you. So please take note of all of this whenever you are conducting a user research. Okay, the minimum user research response before starting to build. Yeah, a good baseline is at least 30 to 50 response across various research methods before you start development. So what this is saying is, let's say you want to build a, you just got an idea and all of that, you want to build a product. Don't go and collect 10 user response and you start building. It does not work like that. Your response should be minimum of 30 to 50. That's the minimum, no. The minimum. I'm not saying maximum. If you can get 100, perfect for you. If you can get 200, very, very perfect. Because you are going to build things that are based on user and not based on your instincts. Please take note of this. Minimum 30 to 50. I've seen people that will use 10 response and they'll tell you they are okay. It's a lie, oh. Don't fall for that. If you're CEO, if you do not see people that are using, if you do not see people that are filling that survey, maybe you guys got 20 or something and it's a new product, please don't build. Me, this 37, I should not have even had this, that I will have put 40 or 50 safe for it, because 30 to me is still small. So if your CEO say, oh, we've gotten 20, we can continue, please don't fall for the trap. Tell your CEO that the marketing team should send the email to the users. That's if it's an existing product too. They should send email to the users. Maybe they will give them that their story. The way marketing give one kind of story. I don't know if you have seen those kind of emails before, where they will tell you one, they will just bring one kind of English like that. Then at the end, they'll not tell you, oh, fill out the surveys. Tell your CEO, do that before you start building. If not, you will waste your time, you will waste your money too, and you don't want to do that. So exactly, for MVP, minimum viable product, at least 15 to 30 interviews and surveys plus usability testing. Do anybody know what MVP is? Anybody that know what MVP is? I don't want to assume you know. That's why.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. You don't know, fine. So that we explain. Let me not assume that you know and I will just proceed like that. So MVP is minimum viable product. That's the full name. So it's more like, let's say you are building a new product. Instead of building all the features that you want to put on that product, let me give you an example like that. This one, you will just bring out the must have, the thing that you know that if your product does not have that thing, it cannot go, it cannot succeed. That's what MVP is. So let me give you an instance. You know me, I like to give instance so that you really understand this thing. Piggy vest. Hey, piggy vest again. Let's use piggy vest. Before piggy vest started to use all these target savings, safe lock, flex dollars, house lock, investment, all of those features that they have now that all of us love. Before they came about all of those things, they only had one future, like one core future, which was what? Piggy bank. But before piggy bank, before we can use piggy bank, we have to do some certain things, which was what? We need to sign in. That's a must have. We needed to sign in, we needed to get an OTP, we needed to verify our emails, right? Then maybe after all of these things, then we will now sign in and use the core future. And then once we save our money on the core future, what happens? We get a notification that we have been debited, and then we can go out of the app. That's like 6 things we just did. We just did 6 things, and we have done what we want to do. We want to save money, Abby. We've done it. We just used only 6 steps. But right now, the steps in the things you are do and this the steps you will take in doing some certain things is numerous right now. Like you can do more than 10 things, more than 12 things on Piggyverse right now. Why? Because they have they have passed what the minimum viable products pass. Do you get? So that minimum viable product is the smallest thing that has value that you're pushing out to your users. Am I making sense? Bless the person that says she does not understand. Am I able to pass this information? Okay. Okay. So for future validation, any question? Do you have any question? Do you have any question? Okay, I will assume no. For future validation, A/B testing, and behavior analytics, you need what? 100 users for meaningful insights. Exactly. Like this one is for an existing product. If Piggyverse wants to build a future today, the minimum user research that they would collect, the user feedback that they will collect is 100. Do you understand? It is 100. Like you will not even collect nothing less than that because you have up to, I don't know. I don't even know how many users they have, but I'm sure they have more than 5,000 users on their platforms. So please take note of all of this before you start building a product. Somebody's mic is on. Oh, your mic is on. It's always distracting me.
Hello, Funmilayo. Sorry, I have a question.
Okay, please go ahead, Steven.
Yeah, sorry, can you explain that A/B testing again? I didn't really get the point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, B testing.
Yeah, actually even explain that. So A/B testing. It's more like you're comparing one thing to another thing to know which one is best to use. That's what A/B testing is. So for instance, um Netflix, this current Netflix interface we have that we are all using now, it was not like that before. They built two interface. Like the designer actually built two interface, right? And what Netflix did was they pushed it to us, the users. Some set of people had interface A, another set of people had interface B. So what Netflix did was they looked at how interface A users are interacting with it and how interface B users are interacting with it. Let's say interface A, yes, they looked at it to see, okay, which one is taking action the most, which one is watching movie immediately, because there's something called Mixpanel will actually show you how users are interacting with your product. We'll talk about it, but Mixpanel will show you how people are interacting with your product, so you can tell if your product is lacking in one place or the other. So what Netflix did is they noticed that people in interface A were interacting better and were watching movie easier compared to interface B users. So based on that, what did they do? They now took away interface B because they figured out that, oh, this interface B, people don't really understand it. And they gave interface A to people to use. Do you understand? So now it's more like you're comparing two things to know which is the best to use. Do you understand, Stephen?
Yes, understood.
Okay. So we'll be looking into using data analytics to understand user behavior exactly. So what is user behavior? User behavior refers to actions patterns, and decision-making processes of users when interacting with a product, website, or a service. So yeah, I say it comprises of everything from how a user navigates a website, the time they spend on a page, their clicking patterns, their purchase decisions, and how they respond to different design elements. So you see from the A/B testing I explained, what Netflix did was they looked into the user behavior when they were interacting with interface A and interface B. So you can see that if you are doing A/B testing, you can see how much time somebody spent before clicking something. You see all this WhatsApp we do and all of that. All these people, they know they are seeing the time it take you for you to check your status. They're seeing the time it take you before you, let's say, what can I use? I don't want to use WhatsApp. WhatsApp is not really a good example. Let's say e-commerce. Before you buy something on Jumia, before you pay for that, let's say pick an item, they are seeing how you are interacting with all of these things. They are seeing the time you spent before you even select that bag. Now you now select the bag. They are seeing the time it takes for you to read all those descriptions and everything. Just imagine they've said, oh, if maybe you want to read the descriptions and all of that, it will take you 3 minutes. But looking at the time duration, you're seeing that you are spending like 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes on it. Then they will know that there's problem with this interface. For people to be spending so much time on this place before they will even click on checkout, there's something wrong with this interface. So any actions or patterns and decision-making process of how users are interacting with a product is what is called user behavior. So user behavior is analyzed to understand what users do, their preference, their pain points, and overall experience. This information helps business optimize their products, improve user experience, and increase conversion rates. So now you see that somebody is spending up to 10 minutes on description page and the person has not clicked checkout, then you know that there's a problem there. Just imagine like 100 users are spending that duration of time. Now you figure out that there's a problem there. And what will you do as a product manager? You call the attention of your designer. Come, oh, it's like this thing that you design here. These people don't know how to operate it. And that is why usability testing is very important. Maybe they're looking for where the checkout this thing is. They did not see it. And if they did not see checkout sign easily, what's happened? Your designer that has done something wrong. So usability testing, if you do usability testing, it will help you to avoid all of these things. And then your messaging is also important. Maybe now you wrote one kind of wrong description that even the user has read the descriptions of that product and I'm like, what is this? Okay, well, I'm not buying again. So those are the things you need to check. You that is the problem that you look into that interface and like, why are people spending so much time here? Read everything. Put yourself in the shoes of those customers. Then call your designer to it. Then the next thing you want to do is to conduct user research to understand what happened, why are people spending so much time here. Then from there you can now get to understand that users will now be telling you that I cannot find the checkout page. I don't know where the checkout page is. So what will you now do now? You've gotten their feedback. Then you go back to the designer. Let's work on something so that people can see where the checkout what is this thing even called? Hey, and I did your UX class. This box where you see it all colored. Then you will work with your designer and he will do a proper thing that, okay, if users go to that page, they can easily see it and check out and buy whatever they want to buy. And you make money. So what are the key aspects of user behavior? Navigation patterns. That's how users move through a website or app. Exactly. You see some app, you know what to press, you know what to click, you know where to go. Even if you just download the app for the first time, you know what to do. In some app, you will not even know what to do. Click behavior. What element user click on the most? Just imagine, what example can I use now? Because this click behavior is very important so for software products. Okay, for let's say Google Meet now, you want to join the meeting. You already have the code, right? Let's say you sent a link. From the link, you just like want to access it and all of that. You know where to tell you join, and then instead of you to click join, you now want to click on maybe another thing up. Everybody's clicking on another thing up. You as the product manager, you want to know, why are people not clicking on join? Maybe the box is not colored blue. They just wrote maybe join in black and white, and then the box is gray. Even you will not know that it's a call to action button. Exactly, call to action button. You will not know that it's a call to action button. So the you call your designers and tell your designer that what is happening here now? People are supposed to click on join on this Google Meet and they're not clicking on join. So with user behavior, another aspect of user behavior is the click behavior. How these people, what are they clicking when they come in contact with your products? It's very important. Then time they spend on your products. Users are not supposed to spend too much time on your products, except if it's maybe like a course or something like Coursera and all of that. But you're purchasing something, you should not be spending 1 hour there. So there's a key difference between user behavior and user research, please. So user behavior focus on actions, that's clicks, navigation, drop-off points. Yes, because drop-off point is, let's say you have selected all you want. You have selected all you want in an e-commerce page. Then you have clicked on the checkout. You have input your, then maybe you have input your card and everything. Then maybe you're supposed to proceed. That's to make the final payment. Then you just decided to, you now say you're not buying it, or you just left the site. That's drop off point. So user behavior will focus on the action, and user research will focus on your intention, your frustration, and your expectation. So for use cases, user behavior will identify usability issue, conversion drop off, and engagement trend. You can know what users like about your product. You see this piggy vest, they know the future that people are using the most. The one they're using the most is their engagement trend. So they keep on making it better. They keep on making it better. Making it, I think it's piggy, I don't know, maybe it's piggy bank that is their engagement trend, but I just noticed that they just renew and change the interface to something better. So with your user behavior, you can know the future that your users are using the most. Then user research, it will uncover or meet needs, product market fit, and user pain points. Hope you guys now understand the difference between user behavior and user research. So your CEO will not go and ask you one day that what are the user behavior for this thing, and then you go and be doing user research. It's not user research. They are two different things. Do you all understand? Before I go further, any question? Ask a question if you have a question. Da, 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 da. Do you have a question? Okay. I assume no. So the next one is using data analytics, yes, to understand user behavior. We already spoke about the tools for user research, survey, Google Meet, Zoom, Survey Monkeys, Hotjars. Those are the tools for user research. Now let's talk about the tools for user behavior to know how people are interacting with your product. So Google Analytics. I know some of you have heard this thing, but you don't know what they do. So Google Analytics will provide insight into traffic source, user journey, and engagement metrics. When they say traffic source, that means where they are coming from. Maybe you run an ad now, that's an advertisement, and you want them to send you a message on WhatsApp as a business owner. This example, Color website instead. Let's use the website. Let's say you run a ads for your product, your website. With Google Analytics, you run these ads on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of this social network. With Google Analytics, you can know where your customers, that's the one that's sending you a message or taking a particular action that you want. You can know where they are coming from directly. You can know if it's Facebook that has the highest number of people that is coming to the website, or it's Instagram, or it's LinkedIn, based on what the adverts you did. Then with Google Analytics, you can also understand their user journey based on, okay, they came from Facebook to your website. You can also use Google Analytics to see how they move around with your product. And then engagement metrics. Maybe your engagement metrics is for them to purchase an item. With Google Analytics, you can see how the ones from Facebook, if they are purchasing these items, or is the users that came from Instagram the one that's purchasing this item the most. Do you understand? You can see how they just engage. Aside from that, you can just see how they engage with your product basically. Then Mixpanel. Though I've not used Google Analytics, I've not used it, but I'm more familiar with Mixpanel. So Mixpanel will track user actions to understand future usage and retention patterns. I'm more familiar with this one. With Mixpanel, you can even know the day that people use a particular feature more, and the day that people don't use a particular feature. You can see the day that maybe people purchase an item more on your website than when they did not purchase. You can also see the day that people came into they use your product, that they interact with your website, and the day that people do not really interact. You can see that, maybe 1,000 people came to the website today. Mixpanel can also tell you that, inside this 1,000 people that came, 500 checked what you had, because there are some people that will just come to the website and they will not check, they will not, they just go like that. Can tell you that, inside these 1,000 people that came, 800 actually checked the new deal that is on the e-commerce platform. It can also tell you that, out of this 800, 500 selected an item. Mixpanel can also tell you that out of these 500 that selected an item, 250 bought an item. Do you understand? That's how powerful all this analytical tool is. It's not like physical business now, that just the way you check your book, your recording book. Maybe if you are doing like a physical this thing, like a provision store, where you'll be writing everything down. That's the same thing that Mixpanel does, but in a digital way. Say, Claire, do you understand?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
Okay. So you understand your future is, you can, Mixpanel will also tell you if people are staying and if people are dropping off. So from if Mixpanel show you people that are staying and people that are dropping off, the ones that are dropping off, another interesting thing about Mixpanel is this. So the ones that are now dropping off, you can now see the details of those ones that are dropping off, right? Then you can now send those information to your marketing team and tell them that these people are not using our product again. Send them a message to maybe remember them to come back to use our product or something. I don't know if you have received a mail where you signed up on a product And then they now tell you after like 1 week, they'll not send you a message that, oh, you signed up, but you didn't do anything. They'll not send that, oh, please go back to the product and maybe perform an activity or something. Have you guys ever received any mail like that? You have not received mail like that.
Yes, please. I've received such a mail, ma.
Exactly. So it is Mixpanel that is actually, because even you'll not be surprised. How do people know that I did not use their product? It's not like they're magicians. It's Mixpanel that is giving them all this information that you did not use it. So Mixpanel is a very powerful tool to understand user behavior. And of course, if you can understand user behavior, the cocoa of all of this is if you understand user behavior, you can generate money to your business because you will know if they are using it, if they're not, if you will know if they are using it and if they are not using it. Do you understand? So the next one is Hotjar. So what Hotjar does is it uses heat maps and session recordings to identify usability issues and areas of improvement. So unlike Mixpanel that would actually help you understand future usage and retention patterns, Hotjar focus more on only areas of improvement for that future or for that product. Sorry, just give me a second. Sorry. Okay, sorry. So Hotjar will only inform you area for improvements. Maybe if you are doing something that is not right and all of that. To identify any usability issues and show you what you need to do to help your product. So Adobe Analytics. I've not used Hotjar before and I've not used this Adobe Analytics. So what Adobe Analytics does is to provide real-time tracking and predictive analytics. Wow, this is awesome. That means it can actually help you predict things that will happen in the future, which is awesome, don't you think? Because if a product, maybe a particular product in an e-commerce website is not doing well, this Adobe Analytics will help you predict, oh, this very product though, maybe in 1 month's time, people will not buy it again. And if the product is doing well, it can tell you that, oh, people are actually buying this product very well. You, as the CEO, what would you do? You want to make sure that the products were always available. Then an example of this is an e-commerce company sees a high bounce rate on product pages. Mixpanel reveals that users abandon the page after failing to find customer reviews, prompting them to display reviews more prominently. Exactly. Like Mixpanel, it is very, very, very powerful. If you're a product manager and maybe you find yourself in an organization that is not using Mixpanel, or maybe of course you can go to an organization that is in Google Analytics, that is fine. But you can actually introduce Mixpanel to them too. Maybe because I've used it, that's why I like it. And I've not used this Google Analytics instead of Excel, because some companies still use Excel for analytics. And honestly, all those inputting and all of that, it is stressful. So you can actually introduce any of these tools to them so that you can save time instead of using Excel. Do you understand? Then, do you have any question? Any question? I thought somebody would ask me. Oh,
Yes, I have a question. Hi, can you hear
okay.
me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Michael, this analytics, especially the Adobe analytics, that you say is a predictive analytics also. Is it always accurate? Like, is it trustworthy? All this analytics, if you are to input it on a or use it for a product, can you always trust it 100% to give you an accurate analytics?
Are you asking for all the tools or just this Adobe Analytics?
I will say all the tools, but mostly for this because you say it's kind of predictive, like
Predictive. Okay.
yes. And so I want to know if it's accurate, especially this Adobe Analytics.
Okay, so the first question that you stylishly asked, if the insight is going to be true for Mixpanel and Google Analytics, yes, it will
Yeah.
be true because you will
Okay.
connect um your your website. Is it host they call it or something? I don't know. I'm not the one that do that. It's the front end guy that actually like connects them. You as a product manager, you don't have to do that. If you have the knowledge, it's a plus for you. But you don't have to connect Mixpanel to um your website. Your dev guys can actually do that for you. Your own is to just get the insight. Then for this Adobe Analytics, I've honestly not used this product, but whatever it is, if it give you a predictive analytics, it's not like you will just bank on it. You also want
Okay.
to get your research exactly. You also want to make your own findings yourself to be sure that okay, this thing said is accurate or not.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question? Okay. I was thinking somebody was going to ask me, oh, so how do we, as a product manager and a CEO, say we should use one of the analytic tools? How do we connect it and all of that? But nobody asked, and I've stylishly answered it through that person question. You don't have to do it by yourself. Honestly, you can just tell the dev guys to incorporate it, like join them together. I'm not so good with all these technical terms, but join them together is a layman English. And I'm sure you understand. So the next one is importance of empathy and user-centric design in product development. Empathy in product management means deeply understanding the user's emotions, behaviors, and challenges to create solutions that truly address their needs. Take note of the word deeply understanding the users. Deeply understanding the users, then their emotions, behavior, and challenges to create solutions. Some PMs, they do not deeply understand their users' problem. They will just go and create solutions just like that. And there's no work that way. You need to make sure that you deeply understand it. And how do you deeply understand this? By conducting user research, by speaking to your users. I used to, I used to do something, right? I like to pick one day off from the week just to speak to users. In as much as survey reduce stress and all of that, I like to do user interviews with my users because whenever I speak to users, one thing I know that I get is I get to understand their deep emotions towards our products, their behaviors, and maybe whatever challenge they're having. So you need to be very empathetic if you're a product manager. Do you understand? So that you create solutions that people really, really, really need. Don't just focus on writing documentation, checking this whole analytical thing, doing 5 hours meeting with your CEO. In as much as you want to do 5 hour meeting with your CEO, please don't ignore your users. It's not only when you are building something, it's not only when you are building a future that you conduct this, that you would speak to your users. It's very okay. Just pick one day or maybe once in, yes, one day, 2 hours out of it and just speak to your users so that you will understand what they really, you just understand them and understand what they really want. So what are the benefits of this exactly? It will encourage inclusive design that accommodates diverse user need. Exactly, because you're consistently talking to them. So you would be able to get diverse users' needs. And it will strengthen brand loyalty by making users feel heard and valued. Like that's one important thing Sam, about this empathy thing. Just imagine you're consistently speaking with your users, maybe 2 hours and once in a week. And then based on whatever they say, you now conduct user research. And then you now figure out that oh, this thing is actually important for our users. And then you build it. Your users will feel like, oh, I made a complaint and you heard me. And what happens? You have built loyal customers, you've built loyal users that want to stay with you. You know, some people now, no matter what carry wise will come and say to them, they will not leave piggy vest. No matter the adverts that carry, I think I'm part of those people. No matter, because carry wise is piggy vest direct competitor. So somebody like me now, it's not like they've come to speak to me or anything, but sometimes there will just be like a problem, I think, a frustration I'm having with piggy vest. And then maybe after like few months, I just noticed that piggy vest have done that. And it's not like they spoke to me, but I'm sure they spoke to other users, and those users are able to give the PM their feedback, and the PM built it. And what happened? We the user feel valued by, oh, these are our pain points, these are our frustrations, and they are building it, they're giving us our needs. So one thing, another benefit of empathy is it will help you reduce waste resources by ensuring that team build the right product. You're consistently talking to users. Of course, whatever feedback you get from them, you can be putting them on your backlog. And maybe you guys have finished whatever is on your table, that whatever thing you're building. Because there's nothing like no work, there's nothing like finished work. Oh. Maybe you think you've finished all the features that you want to build. Just go and conduct user research and see. You'll see another thing that users will tell you that their frustrations. That when you now dig deep into it, you now see that this thing is really users need. And then what? You continue from there. So what empathy will do for you is you will not waste money building unnecessary features, but building the right features because you are consistently speaking to your users. So Airbnb improve host trust by adding a feature that allow guests to verify their identity, addressing hosts concerned about renting to strangers. I've actually spoke about this example before, and I'm still bringing it back here again. All the hosts, they now trust Airbnb because of what they now have verified. All the guests, they now trust Airbnb because they already have what a verified host, and they feel safe that oh, I'm in this person's house, so nothing can happen to me. Even if something happened to me, they know where they can trace me to. They know where they can get this person. Do you get? That's what empathy will do for you to help you um understand users properly. Question and answer. So, now is your turn to speak. Enough of Fumi talking. Let me hear from you. Have you ever filled out a survey for a product? What made you complete or abandon it? Oh yeah, take the mic and speak. I just need 2 responses actually, so that we don't start. Who is going first?
Oh, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. I think to me, one of the things that is very much important is I love to give feedback though. I love to give feedback. So I'm always very much interested about what they didn't do well, what they didn't do wrong. But most importantly, I think sometimes like the way you explained that it is very much okay for an open discussion in every survey. so that people can either give their own ideas of what they want in the products. So that's always help in me completing most of the surveys I've seen online.
Yeah,
Most of them do always ask that questions.
Okay, so have you ever filled the one that maybe while you're filling it, you just abandon it? You
No,
just
I
stop filling.
no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I do
So for
finish on
every
my
survey you finish it. Okay, okay, nice. So why do you always finish it?
like I said, I actually want to sometimes just to make sure my input is there. And then for the fact that there are certain things I've seen because I don't just open a survey if I've not either used the product or do anything about the system before. So that is one. Like there was a recent survey I saw about OP or so like that, and I don't use OP, so I didn't bother myself filling OP survey. So far I don't use their products, even though I heard of several complaints from people about their products one way or the other. So I don't bother myself on any product I don't use.
Okay, okay, I get now. Thank you. Abimbola, you can speak.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you
Good
so much
evening.
for this section. It was very invaluable. God bless you. So
You're
for
welcome.
me, there was actually a survey I did fill, and I stopped like in the middle, and that's because they've asked me that question before, and I've already filled it. Maybe I filled it in January. I completed the section, and they came back again, and they told me if you want to join so, you fill up the form again, the same form that I filled before, and they told me to fill it again. Then again, their questions was too much. Why do you want to do this? What makes you do this? How can you describe this? When you feel this, what do you want to do? After you have done this, where do you want? What's your aspiration? 5 to 10 years, 15 to 20 years. They kept asking and asking and asking. And I'm like, I've answered all these questions before. I cannot even remember everything I said. So that very day, I said, let me feel it again. But when I got to quarter, I didn't even get to middle. I said, I've give up. Like, Otilo, it's okay, I'm done. I don't want to go back again. And also another one I filled, but I managed to finish it, was this Tony Elumelu grant that started in January. So I realized that this grant, it has to do with a lot of technical questions, yeah. And I realized that while filling the grant, there were so many questions that even if I really need to do it, I need a business consultant to help me. Because there's some questions you will answer, you won't even pass the first stage or the second stage. You'll just write rubbish, and at the end of the day, they'll just tell you
They
something.
will not
At the end
invite
of the day, they didn't choose me, but I knew that was that was an auto response, because immediately I feel it, they just send me email immediately, meaning that I didn't meet all the criteria of the questions I was answering. So their answers are very, very technical. Their questions rather. So I just said, okay, that was it. I just took my mind off it. So those are the two. The first one was Sell Innovation something something, and the other one was Tef Connect. Thank you.
Okay, okay, great, excellent. So you see, as a product manager now, you need to um know the kind of questions you're asking. You see, Abimbola said they were asking her the same questions she had answered. So what happened? She left because she cannot be answering the same thing again. Do you get? And then another thing is some organization like to ask you should I say tough questions, because they know that it's only few people that can get to the end. It's not everybody that have that patience to finish. I was actually applying for one scholarship one time, and this scholarship I applied for it 2023. Man, when I started it, the questions was too long. I'm not exaggerating, those questions were up to 50. And the 50 questions, you need to, it's not everything that you select though. Some you will have to write an essay. That essay you will maybe use like 200, 300 words and all of that. Me, I dropped off. I was like, I beg, I don't get strength to finish this. I don't have that patience. Do you get? But this year again, something that thing came to my path again, and I was like, okay, this thing has actually, I saw this thing in 2023. Oh yeah, let me just apply for this thing. And I thought it would be better. I think it was worse. They had more than 50 questions this year. But all thanks to ChatGPT for making our life easier. how to use ChatGPT to answer the question and just send it to them like that. Do you get? So some questions they just want, some organizations just want the patient ones. It is not everybody that are patient and can actually pass through some certain things. So they know that those ones that cannot pass, they don't even want them. That's why they will give you the long question first to first chase you away. Do you understand? So what's the next question? Time time is fast spent. If you were designing an app for students, how would you gather insights about their needs? If you were designing an app for students, how would you gather their needs? Who is answering? Please go ahead and speak.
So the first thing that came to my mind is entertainment. Yeah. And the world has gone so sorry, can I go ahead?
Yes, please, you can.
The first thing that came to my mind is entertainment. And the world has gone so global to the point where everything we do has to do with music, food, social interaction, something that has to do with fun. In as much as the economical inflation is affecting each of us as an individual, one way or the other, there are times when we really need to take a pause and have that warmness and cool moments amongst ourselves. So if I want to interact with students concerning my products, I will use entertainment to ask questions. It may not be too direct, but a way that would entice them to say, okay, this is not really challenging, like all these further maths and physics and chemistry kind of question that someone will have to be thinking and be asking their grandpa, please, during your time, what do they do? During your time, what do they that? So because of the current, I will use the current motion of what is going on in the country, things that move people, things that drive people, things that when people see it is very affectionate and they want to be there, they want to answer questions. So for me, it's entertainment. Thank you.
Okay. I get your response, but did you really address this question? Because the question was, if you are designing an app for students, do you understand? Let's say you want to create like a study app for them. How would you now get insights to know what exactly is their need for that study app? Do you get now?
Yes. I get it now. Yes.
So do you want to still answer the question?
Yes. But please let the next person answer the
Yeah, the
question. So
next
I'll
person
put
to
mine.
speak so that you can put your words together. Exactly. You can
Okay,
go
good
on.
evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Miss Philly. Okay, so
Good
I
evening.
think for me, if I was going to good evening everyone. So I think for me, if I was going to design a or an application for students. First of all, I would try to make a research concerning the application, the go-to or let me say most frequently used application on the campus. Um, Sometimes I would have loved to maybe say I would create a Google survey form, but I don't know if most students would actually use Google survey form. And I realized that lately there's been a new feature added to WhatsApp where you can create a poll to also get like a survey kind of or like a feedback from everyone. So if it's possible to create a poll and or create a community on WhatsApp and yeah, thereabouts, get feedback from students. Yeah.
Okay, not bad, great. But come on, students are not that dull now. They can feel they can feel Google form. Okay, so who's going next? I like that response. Mary.
Okay, so if I want to build a student app, the first thing first is research the latest and the one thing that catches students' attention lately. So after doing my research and I know that's what will catch the students' attention, I'll make sure that's what I'll put out there first. Then you also promise a gift card Now whosoever you want to create a survey, I want to create a Google form, I'll be like, the first 100 people, we get this, we get that. It could be simple recharge card, it could be anything to draw people's attention. Because if I create a survey and a Google form to get their information, let's be honest, most people will just ignore it. Be like, I have other things, especially if the form has a lot of things to do. But if they're expecting to get something at the end of it, obviously I'll be more interested in doing it. Maybe it's just a few form and I will get a recharge card at the end. Don't worry, I will do it. So after doing that, first of all, I'll do my research, then I'll make a promise of something, like to give them something, a gift card, a recharge card, something to just catch their attention. So that's just what I would do. And also I'll reach out to heads, to the head of departments, like the head of the student bodies. They will be more inclined to be able to talk to their other members, to be able to talk to their other course mates and classmates. Because as long as the head of each department is involved, like the HOCs, the head of class, or the head of a whole department of, for instance, now medical department can have lasumsa, like lasocom. Now we have lasumsa. So if you're able to reach out to lasumsa, by the time I have lasumsa on board, lasumsa will reach out to the other student body. From lasumsa reaching out to the other student, because most times lasumsa is the one that actually gets us going. So by the time lasumsa reaches out to us, we do it because, well, they already were like, okay, you're promising to do this is what they want to do for us. We'll be more inclined to answer, especially if the head of the student body is already on board with it. So it's mostly the idea for me is mostly getting everyone else on board. More research, more information, and a promise of something that will really get someone like me more interested in doing it, I guess. So that's just my own opinion though.
Hey, Mary has given us all the answers. Perfect. Because even me, if you don't give me something, I will not, as a student, I will not even answer you. I will just ignore it. Somebody said he was also going to reach out to the class representative, which is nice. Exactly. Because some survey, you don't have to meet the direct responders. You can just meet somebody that will convince them. Do you get? Let's take the last person. I think May was the person that just spoke now. Yeah, Kintola Damlola, please make it brief. Our time is really fast spent, and I want us to finish for this one. So go ahead, please.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I think the first thing I'm going to do is to analyze who are my users. Is it going to be beneficial to secondary school students or tertiary students? Then after that, I will go on with interview, asking them their challenges, and from there, I will try to develop how I can help them solve these challenges, check competition and how I can make my difference and easy for them
Okay,
to.
great.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I agree with you. So let's check the. Mary, do you still have something to say, or you forgot to drop your hands?
Yeah, I forgot to drop my hand. Sorry, ma.
Okay, that's fine. So the last question: why do you think some websites track user behavior with heat maps or session recording? So instead of let's using heat maps, let's just use like the whole analytical tools. So why do you think some websites track user behaviors? Let's not just leave it for heat maps or session recordings alone. Why do you think they track user behaviors with analytical tools? Two response and we proceed. Ogechi, please go ahead. Yes, I
Hello, can you
can.
hear me? Okay. Well, I would say website tracking is I think it's to understand how their user interacts with their platform, and is also essential for delivering better experience and achieving their business goals. This also like kind of bridge the gap between their assumptions and their reality, enabling them to kind of drive data decision and enhance usability. I think that's what I understand by website tracking.
Okay, great. Perfect response too. Perfect response. Adisa said to understand users' interaction. Exactly. To understand user interaction. Um, so what's the next thing we have? Let's quickly rush this. So the last subtopic for this week is identifying and prioritizing problems. Now we've understand all our user problem, right? We've done user research. We've done user research already. Now we want to now identify their problems. Then based on this problem, we want to now prioritize. Okay, which one should we do first and which one should we not do? So it will take us towards problem framing techniques, how to clearly define users and business problems. So what is problem framing? It's the process of defining a problem in a way that guides decision making and problem solving efforts. A well framed problem statement helps businesses and product teams avoid assumptions, eliminate bias, and ensure alignment with users' needs. Yes. So if you're able to, you've gathered all your feedback and all of that, right? And you are able to define, you are able to frame your problem. It will help you make proper decision and also solve that problem for your users. So why does problem framing matters? It helps team focus on solving real user problems, real users and business problems. Yes. Then avoid solution first thinking. Like wherever you know that, oh, there's a problem here, don't just jump into solution. It does not work like that. And that's why on the next slide, we'll talk about the techniques to solving problems. Do you have a question? I had a notification. Do you have a question? I will assume no. So whenever you have a problem, you don't just jump into solution first. It does not work like that. You need to, there are different techniques you can use, which we'll check that in the next few slides. So once you do this problem framing, you would avoid all this solution first thinking. And then problem framing helps you create a shared understanding among stakeholders. Because now it is not just you alone that is doing it. Now you're coming together with team. All of you are brainstorming. You're doing all of this together, right? Then problem framing will also enable data-driven decision making. You will not just say, oh yeah, let's do this one or let's do that one. No, it does not work like that. Because you've gathered all of this feedback, you've done user research and all of that, you've understand the problem that is out there. You would, whatever solution you want to create, it will be data driven. It will not be it will not be your assumption or opinion. Then it's increased the likelihood of building valuable products. You can see that from the beginning of this week too. We are just talking about how we want to make sure that we are building the right products and not building the wrong products. So when you do all of this problem framing thing now, you will build only valuable products, good products for users, not the ones that you will build and people will not use. It's very painful. They will even sack you safe. The CEO will be telling maybe his co-founder, like, you see, I told you there's no need for product manager. We can actually do this. If people are not using your product. So it's to make sure that you as a PM, you're making sure that people are building valuable products and products that people are consistently using and is bringing money to you. So what are the techniques for identifying and prioritizing problems? Now, we've understand that there's a problem out there, right? Maybe after your user research and all of that, you understand that, oh, there's this problem out there. There are ways you can actually identify that problem and know which of the, based on the problems that you have, which one are we going to build first and which one are we not building first. So technique number one is the 5 why techniques. So the 5 why techniques will help you uncover the root cause of a problem by repeatedly asking why. So how do you use this? You state the problem, ask why did this happen and answer. Ask why again based on the previous answer. Repeat this process for at least 5 times until you reach the root cause. So you see this thing, it is not just, you can get the answer maybe from the 3rd why. And some problem, you can get the answer maybe from the 8th why. Do you get? So it's not compulsory that it must be 5 why. And aside from product management, I like to use these 5 why techniques in my personal life too. Because it may be something, I'm not doing something right. Why am I not doing this thing? Okay, maybe I understand that, oh, the problem is I'm waking up late. I ask myself, okay, why are you waking up late? Then any answer I get, oh, maybe because of I'm pressing my phone. But why are you always pressing your phone by that time? You get? So from there, I can get the root cause of the problem. Maybe I am tired. Instead of me to go and rest, I'm now checking social media, thinking that it will make me feel relaxed. Do you get? So it's not just for, you can also use it too. You can also use it in your personal life too. Practice with it, and then you get better at it. Maybe if you are now building a product or using it for a product problem. So example here, what's the problem? User abandoned car rental bookings before payments. That's the problem. They notice that people are not paying. People are dropping off. Maybe they've picked the one that they want and they're not paying again. They'll just drop off from there. So you now as the product manager, the first thing you want to know is why are they even abandoning it? So for your first why, your answer is final payments page has high exit rates. Then if you now say your final payment page has high exit rates, then why does it has high payment exit rates? Users are surprised by hidden fees. Why are they surprised by hidden fees? Then you now discover that, oh, these users are locating the fees only at distance. The fees are only disclosed at checkout. Instead of this on hidden fees should be shown maybe from description or something, they're now seeing it at the checkout page. Okay, you will now ask yourself again, but why are these fees only disclosed at checkout points? Then you will now see that, oh, the pricing page does not show additional fee, which is not supposed to be like that, Abby. So now what you will now do is maybe you go to your designer now and tell the designer that, oh, this hidden fee, show it on the pricing page. Don't show it. I don't want it to be visible. Or maybe the dev, maybe it's the front end guy. Maybe the designer has already designed it, oh, and it's showing on the page. The front end guy did not put it. Do you get? So from there, you've been able to solve a particular problem. You identified the problem and you have solved the problem. Another techniques is, okay, we did not even finish from this our example. So the next example is the pricing page does not show additional fee. Why is the pricing page not showing additional fee? Because the business assumes users read the terms and the conditions. This is another thing. The business assuming that users are reading terms and conditions. And we know, especially Nigerians here, we know we don't read terms and conditions. Like we know they read them. Some of us will just click that tick. Oh yeah, just allow me go. Let me go and do what I want to do. So what will happen now? The root cause is lack of upfront fee transparency, right? Based on the problem. Then the solution is they will show all fees on the pricing page to improve trust. What happened? They solved the problem already using what? The 5 why techniques. Do you guys understand how this works now? Please, I need to be sure that you're following because this technique is very important. It will actually help you. Okay. I can see your reactions. Then the next techniques is how might we method. That's HMW. What this one does is it reframes problems into open-ended solution-focused question. Do you have a question? Vicky, please go ahead. Vicky, let me just call you Kuti. Your hands are raised. Can you speak? Kuti, if you're speaking, your mic is muted. If you're speaking, your mic is muted. Maybe you mistakenly clicked that. Okay, let's go back. So the next one is the how might we method. So what this does is reframes problem into open-ended and solution-focused questions. So how does it work? You identify a user or business challenge, right? Then you now turn it into a how might we question. That's how might we get this to work, right? Then the next thing you want to do is you now generate multiple possible solutions. So let me give you this example. I've never used this technique before, but I know a friend that actually used it and she prefers it more than any other technique. Problem is new users struggle to navigate the app. That's the problem. So the how might we frame is how might we make the onboarding experience more intuitive? Now you've noticed from your Mixpanel that people cannot even navigate the app. So your first question you'll be asking is how might we improve the onboarding experience more intuitive? And you know the interesting thing, I forgot to state this, but all of these techniques for identifying and prioritizing problems, you don't have to do it alone. You do it with your team, you do it with your stakeholders. Everybody, you get feedback from them. You see those dev guys, don't allow them to speak. If they are keeping quiet, they'll like call their name and say, I want idea from you. You see those people, they have plenty of ideas upstairs, but they don't like to talk. So you need to bring words out of their mouths too. Don't do all of these techniques alone, because when you do it with stakeholders and team, it will help you. You will get answer fast. Okay? So this is the question. Now, how might we make the onboarding experience more intuitive? So now the solutions you can get is potential solutions are add an interactive onboarding tutorial, use tooltips to guide users through key features, provide a progress bar to show onboarding steps. Now people are bringing their potential solution. Let's say the first one now came from a designer, the second one came from the back end guy, the third one came from the front end guy. You see, so these are possible solutions that you can then now pick, okay, based on this one now that they said, or you can even push the three as maybe as a user research or something to ask users what they want. The question does not necessarily have to come like this, because this one is maybe like an internal thing. Do you understand? So all of these potential solutions now, you will now know, okay, which one can we now do so that users will do what? They would navigate the app. The third one is Eisenhower matrix for prioritization. So what this one does is it helps teams decide which problem to address first based on urgency and importance. So this is how to use it. Categorize problem into 4 quadrants. The first one is urgent and important. That means you are solving it immediately. Important but not urgent. You schedule to fix it. That's you pick a particular day to or particular duration of time to do that. Urgent but not important. That means you can give it out to somebody or automate it. That's delegate or automate. Then not urgent and not important. Enough for now. It's not like you ignore forever. Oh. Ignore for now because it's something you can get back to. There's an example for it. So, which problem to address? So, this one is maybe if you have so many things to do at the same time, this is the best one to use. Maybe you have too many backlog, too many things. Everybody's users are just sending in their feedback left and right. Do this, do that, do this, do that. This is the best one. This is the best method you can use to solve situations like that. So let's say for a booking, for a travel booking site, urgent and important. The important one is to fix a payment bug causing transaction failures. Why? Because you're not getting money. So it's very important. It's very important than adding an AI chatbot for fun interaction. Hello, you've not fixed your interaction interface and you're doing AI chatbots as a team. Are you not seeing that you're going out of the lane? So you see why it's very important to prioritize all of these things and to use that method. So to tell you which ones to do first and which one not to do first. Important but not urgent, improve the UI for better usability. They can still use the current UI, but we should still improve it so they can use it better. Urgent but not important, respond to one-time customer complaints. Not urgent and not important, adding an AI chat box for fun interaction. So based on all of this category, you can have one or two lists. Let's say for this urgent and important, you can have two listed there. It's very okay. You can have maybe your second one, you can have 5 things listed there. It is very okay. Inside that 5 things again, you still do urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, then not urgent and not important. Inside that number 2 that you do, that's the second point. So what's the solution for this example now? Focus on fixing transaction failure first. Then the last techniques is job to be done. The job to be done framework focus on the functional, emotional, social jobs users are trying to accomplish rather than just the product itself. So how to use? First thing you need to do is define the job the users want to get done. What do users want to do? Then identify the struggle they face in completing the job. And how do you identify? Maybe you conduct it, not even maybe you conduct a user research. The struggles. Current apps are complex and require manual entry. Ideal solution, an app that auto-categorize expenses and generates reports. Then the solution will be to design a finance tracking app with automated expense category. I think I spoke about something like this in our first class. There's a product that a Nigerian product actually came out with this idea that will help somebody track their project expenses. Beautiful ideas and all of that, but the product is not viable. The organization, I think they pack up because of they are not making money from it. In as much as people are getting value, I feel if they had conduct more research or something, they will make money from their product. All they just have to do is to input or add in maybe more features, maybe like an external feature. Maybe they will collaborate with maybe a stock, maybe they'll introduce stock or something to the product. But they just tracking that was there. And then they're not saying I should pay 1,000 naira every month for tracking my expenses. I know the money is small. For some people, the money will be small, but no. I'm not just paying money just like that or just tracking my expenses. Do you get? So it all boils down also to the point that if you are building a product, make sure it is viable. That's the one that will bring money in. It's not the one that people would think that, oh, the product is nice, idea is perfect. But when it's time to bring money out of the pocket, they'll be struggling. So final takeaway for identifying and prioritizing problems is the 5 whys. You use them to find root cause to any problem. The HMW questions, you use them to reframe problem creatively. The user journey mapping, I didn't explain this one, but what it does is to help you identify their pain points. Then the job to be done framework will help you focus on what users are trying to accomplish, and the Eisenhower matrix will help you decide which problem to solve first. Okay. Uh, now it's your turn to take the mic, and we'll do this our last question and answer for the last subtopic. So, first question: what's a daily challenge you face that could be solved with a new product? Daily challenge you face that could be solved with a new product. Who's going first? Abi, people are sleeping. Hey, you guys have slept off. Can you guys hear me? Hey, you people have slept off. I've catch all of you. My
Yeah, we
question.
are here. We can hear you.
No, we are here. We are
We are
here.
here.
Okay.
We are here.
So I asked the question. I said, what's a daily challenge you face that could be solved with a new product? Like, what's that problem that you are facing every day that you feel that one product can just come and solve that your challenge for you?
Uh, okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Most of the time, because of the nature of my work, and then most of the times I don't go to the office directly, and there is virtually every day there is always a meeting, one meeting or the other to attend, and most of the times I'm always on the road, and sometimes I lose focus, or I can't even hear, probably hear. So if there could be a product that can record the meeting and transcribe it to a word, a text for easy access. Though I think I've seen several products coming online, but I've not been
Yeah,
able
I
to.
think Fireflies does something like that.
Yes, I've not been able to use it properly. I don't even know, but because I've been trying to do that for a couple of days now, but I've not gotten it fully, though.
You can watch YouTube videos because I'm sure they will have put in info videos and all of that on how to interact with their products, so that it can help you and you get in touch with whatever your company is doing. Do you get?
Okay, okay, ma, okay, ma.
Another person, one more question. Who is answering again? People don't want to answer me. It's not fair. When I was talking since so. And here we are Zainab.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening, Zainab.
Thank you so much for the class so far. We've been enjoying it, even though I joined late today. So one of the things I think I go through on a daily basis is stress because I work hybrid. I work sometimes 9 to 5 at the office. Sometimes I work at home. Then I have two kids to cater for. I'm married and all that. So I feel like the stress I go through every day, you know, I can't quantify the I can't quantify how much I am stressed for that day. So I just feel like if I can see like a stress tracking tools that can let me know that, oh, today what the stress I went through was about 100%. So maybe tomorrow I'll know how to like reduce it to like, okay, oh, maybe probably tomorrow I'm going to do something lesser that will not make me stress out that much. So I feel like stress is um the most things that I go through on a daily basis. So I feel like I need like a stress tracking app that can just tell me that, oh, today I did this and I did it for so long, because most of the time I use my screen time. It's just like a screen time on your phone. You know the
Mm.
kind of the number of hours you use on each of the social media app. So it's just like a stress tracker. I feel like it will be okay for me if I see that kind of app. Yes, stress management app.
Okay, okay. I think you have a capstone project. You can actually just work on it for fun and put it on your portfolio, you know. But of course, you have to conduct a user research because the idea is very good to you. To other people, it might not be nice. um, Anybody else? One more response. Steven Kalu, is you that want to answer this one now? Hi, Steven.
Yes,
Okay,
hi.
you are here. Okay, I
I'm
thought
here.
maybe
I'm here. I understand the question, but I'm still rebuting. Like I'm still thinking of the
the
uh
response.
the response. I've not really had any product to think in that light. Maybe just give me a little bit time to maybe
Okay, but let me
think.
help you. It's not a product. I'm talking about the challenge you are facing, like anything that you just feel like, oh, you just wish that, oh, if there's something that can just help you, like a product that can solve this problem for you. Do you get?
Yes, yes, I get, I get.
Sorry, Funmilayo.
Yes, please.
So since everybody is finding it hard to like think right now, probably if you can make it as an assignment. I don't know, but
Um,
you still have the final thing.
okay. Okay. But you actually have an assignment to share, so I don't want to choke them or please. But I got one response and I think that's fine. That's fine by me. Let's just move to the next question. Time save is fast spent. So let's apply the 5 why techniques. This will show you if everybody is really following. Why do students struggle with online learning? I'm sure this is something that everybody can relate to. Even this your course that you are taking right now. I know some of you are struggling with it. Some of you are even here for attendance sake, but you're not listening. You go and watch recordings, but you're forgiving, sure. So why do people struggle with online learning? Let's talk. 5 whys.
Okay. Let me answer two of the whys. First is distraction.
Why
No,
are people distracted?
yeah, because you are at your convenient place, or maybe not in a comfortable place at times, and then we tend to be distracted from that meeting or the other, from the online learning or the other, one way or the other. Maybe just
Why
because you
are you
quickly want to, if for example you are using your phone and a chat just quickly come up, a notification just launching, some people might just abandon that period, just quickly respond to such kind of message or call. We have many business people, many business CEOs online also. So that's one. The second one is I think the aspect of note taking in online learning, um because of the way the learning goes. Many a times we have people who don't write fast or who don't grab things so fast, and then that's the 2 points I can draw for now.
Olushola, you have confused my head though. This is your response because the first one you said because they are distracted. The second one you now said because they are in uncomfortable places. I wanted to now ask you why would they be in an uncomfortable place and they want to learn? Then you
No,
now
no. Okay, I was still talking about the first one. That was the distraction part
oh
of it. When I talk
okay.
about uncomfortable place, sometimes you can be okay. Somebody coming all the way from, maybe from work, and he has a learning period, a learning time. So even though he connects, but due to the traffic and everything, is inside a bus, a public bus, he cannot concentrate fully for him or her to learn properly.
Okay. So if I get you right now, your first why is distraction, your second why is they are in uncomfortable places. Let me continue for you. So why would they be in an uncomfortable places? Because they close from work late.
Yes, yeah.
Let me give that as your third why.
Okay.
Let's assume we stopped at this three whys, because remember I told you don't have to be five whys. It could be three whys and you can get your possible solution from there. So possible solution to this now. The day that they have classes, right? You give them notification maybe 1 hour before classes, telling them that, oh, your class is in 1 hour. If you tell them your class is in 1 hour, what happens? They will be in a comfortable place. So before classes now, they'll make sure that they've gotten to a more convenient place. Distraction, whenever they want to join, they get a pop-up notification to turn off all notifications from their phone. So do they have a good learning, online learning now? Based on this, your problems? Yes, they do, because those notifications are gone and they'll be in a comfortable place 1 hour before the time. Maybe even 30 minutes before the time again, you can still send another reminder. Have you gotten to a convenient place? Do you get? Okay. One more person and okay, Abimbola.
Okay, thank you. So I have two whys, and the first one
Okay.
is, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I have two whys, and the first one is low internet, slow internet connection, and the second one is battery, like low battery on their phones or their gadgets, which they're using to learn due to power supply. Thank you.
Okay. Bad internet, power supply. What do you have to do
Yes.
ahead? Let me see. Bad internet. You don't have to use one possible solution. The user don't have to use one SIM, because you might have Airtel issue there and there might be MTN issue. You might have Airtel issue and MTN network might be working. So possible suggestion: have a backup network exactly at the time. Then power supply, charge your devices ahead of time. Do you get? So if you're able to charge your devices ahead of time, then you can still have a good learning experience. So boring, stress. Let's talk about stress. Okay. I'm trying to go through the message. Boring interaction when the instructor does not make the class interactive enough. Okay. So my own class now is boring. I trying to pass a message to me. Oh, beloved, that my class is boring. So let me say my class is boring. I'm just kidding. But I'm just kidding. But if the class is boring, of course, what do you do as an instructor? You give room for Q&A session so that you not be the only one talking. That's why I like to give this interactive section so that I get to understand if you're also following. Do you get? And I like to give instances and examples. It's not just to read. And I like to keep my slides very concise. Do you get? Another one. Why do people struggle with online classes? Because they find it difficult to stay focused and motivated while studying remotely. Okay, why do they find it hard? Because there are numerous distractions at home, such as household chores, family interactions, or digital distractions. Then why are there so many distractions? Because the learning environment often is not optimized for concentrations, and she did not complete it. But if the learning environment is not optimized, what do you do? If there are family stuffs, maybe family interruptions and all that, speak to them ahead of time. Oh, I'm having a meeting now. Please don't come. Don't call me. Don't do all of these things. So it's more like the products now will give you a notification app telling you that, oh, keep away all distraction, inform your family members not to distract you. Make sure you do that 1 hour self. Maybe you have uncomfortable environment. It can tell you, make sure you do your house chores and everything 1 hour before time. And the way this product will work, if I'm the product manager of that product, is it's going to be very personalized because I would like to know your day-to-day activity when you are onboarding. so that I will give you a tailored response. Do you understand? So I will not carry somebody that maybe is a 9 to 5 worker notification to somebody that is a student. I'm telling you, I was work today. No, I will not tell you that. I will ask you questions relating to student related stuff. Do you get? Our time is really, 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 really fast spent. We are not asking question again. Supposed to end this by 9. Think of an app you use regularly. What job does it do for you? Please just answer this one in your head. Or you can just type it in the chat box and read it. Think of an app you use regularly and what does it do for you? Please share it. I want to know. Then hands-on activity. This is your assignment basically, so that all of this talking, you practice it. So what's the objective? The objective is for you to conduct a user research and identify the core problems for potential products. For a potential product. Yes. So that means you're going to set up a survey, right? So before you do all of these objectives, the first thing you need to do is to define your target audience. That's choose a relatable problem, maybe time management for students, budgeting for young professionals. This is just an example, but just pick whatever problem that you want. Like somebody that says stress management now, she can use her own this thing because it's a relatable problem for her. Then what will she do? She will conduct. Then you will conduct a basic research. You'll be using survey method. Don't use interviews or heat map analysis. Just survey method is fine to gather this insight. The minimum responses, because of this is a learning process, 20, please. It's 20, not too much. 20 is not too much, though. 20, yes. So the minimum, at least you know more than 20 people.
20 is too much. I don't know. I don't even know up to 5 people.
You don't know how to find people.
I
Your
don't.
colleagues. Your colleagues
That
is more
is
than
too much, oh, please, oh.
people don't want to talk to them. It's not like they are too much. You just don't want to reach out to them. Okay, let's do. But 10 is really too small. Let's do 15.
Let's
What
do
do you guys?
5. 5.
No, 5 is too small. 5,
No.
5, 5,
I'll be
5.
Yeah,
let's do
10, 10, 10.
Oh yeah, let's.
10.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, let's do 10. Let's do 10. Okay, fine. You would send it to 10 people. You want to go and give your family member, that's your mommy, your daddy. Maybe it's people that won't feel this survey. That's why you're saying 10. No problem. Your capstone project is at the front. It's 50 you will use. Identify and frame the problem. So based on the problem you have chosen and you've gathered these insights, then you would use the 5 why or the jobs to be done framework to clearly define the issue to that relatable problem that you pick. Then basically the step 4 thing is to summarize in a 2-minute speech. Not really a 2-minute speech, just maybe write a maybe 50 words or yes, 50 words. Don't write too much. Maybe 50 words within the 50 words range to summarize what the feedback is all about. This is an example scenario. A group discovered that students struggle with managing lecture notes. They proposed an AI-powered note-taking app that automatically summarizes key points and sync with online study platform, making revision easier. So this is like an example of exactly the summary that you'll be giving. You get, but I want to see your insights too. So whatever survey you're using, you will also attach it to your Google Doc. You attach it to your Google Doc, okay? Sorry, hold on, please. Okay. You attach it to your Google Doc. I want to see your insights and I also want to see how you were able to set up your survey questions. Okay. Any question for the hands-on project? 20 is too much. All of you are complaining. 20. Any other question on the hands-on activities? Maybe you need clarity or something.
And please, I'm not sure I quite understand the whole question. What we're supposed to do? I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand it.
Okay, let me come back. What you do is to conduct a user research and identify a core problem for a potential product. So somebody when sorry, I cannot remember your name, Zainab. She said something about stress management. I'm giving you an instance now that if she can get an app that will actually just give her notifications on how stress went for her that particular day, she would be happy about it, right? Fine. That's a problem for her. The fact that she's going through stress is a problem for her. So what she will do now is she wants to conduct user research, and this user research will be tailored to those set of people that are also experiencing the kind of problem she face. Because so what she will do now is to firstly define a target audience. If she defines this target audience, then she will now conduct a very basic research questions to those at target audience, asking them, oh, um, this stress thing, are they also passing through it? If they said yes, for instance, she will now ask them, oh, what are the possible solutions? She will not like she will tell them to be writing it, or maybe there will be sections of different possible solutions that she will give them. Do you get? Then based on the 10 people, the one that picked maybe two possible solutions, maybe they picked like the two most common possible solutions. Maybe that's the one they picked. Or sorry, problems. Oh, we're talking about problems. Oh, I missed it. Let me come back again. Sorry. So now she has chosen a relatable problem, right? Which is stress management, and she has gotten her target audience. Now she will now conduct a user research, a basic research on that problem that she is facing, right? To be sure that those people are also facing the problem that she is facing. Do you understand? So once she is able to do that, she can also go further to ask, oh, what do you think we can do to solve this problem? Then she'll give them a listed solution. Yes, that's a probability. She can do that, or she choose not to do that. Then based on all these problems that the users have given her, then the next thing she wants to do is she wants to identify and frame the problem. And how will she identify this and frame this problem? Let's use the 5 why techniques only, please. Don't use the JTB framework. Let's use the 5 why techniques. And she will now use the 5 why techniques to do what? To get potential solutions. And then, based on whatever potential solution she has gotten, she will now present her findings in 50 words in a Google Doc. So on that Google Doc, she will also attach the link to her research so that I can see that, okay, oh, she actually conducted that research. Do you get? Ifeoluwa.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Any question for the assignment, for the hands-on activity? I don't like to call it assignments. Any question for the hands-on activity or the class as a whole? Okay, how do you
Yeah,
create a Google Doc?
the assignment, Damilola, will it be added to the Google Classroom? Or we'll do this separately?
Yeah, I think it should. I think it should be added to the Google Classroom so that
Yeah,
they would.
it's going to be, yes, it's going to be on the Google Classroom.
So you turned it in.
Alright.
Okay.
The Fatima, you can create your Google Doc from your Google form from that Google Classroom.
From the Google Classroom.
Damn Lola. Which one did you not
Yeah.
understand? No, you. Somebody dropped a message. Damlola said she did not understand these techniques for identifying and prioritizing problem. All. And you did not say anything since. um who understood it? Let's use a fellow student to also like put you through this thing. Who understood it? I'm going to show you the slide, each of the slides. You just speak to her instead. Share knowledge, share knowledge. Whenever you share knowledge, it stick to your head. Who wants to share knowledge? Oh, see now they don't want to talk. People have gone to sleep. So that we'll go. It's time. It's time has
Let's
gone
see
already.
the slide now. Maybe we'll be able to share knowledge. Let's see the slide she didn't understand.
Should I let me I think I should just give you this. Let me show this summary. Because that's why I actually like did this whole summary thing. Dami, can you see my screen? Dami.
Yes, you can see your screen.
Okay. So now from this final takeaway, one thing I want you to know is whenever you're using 5 whys, you want to find root cause to a problem. Whenever you're using HMW questions, you're trying to reframe problems creatively. This journey map, I didn't talk about it, so but it's used to identify pain points. I didn't give like a detailed information on it. Jobs to be done will focus on what users are trying to accomplish, and then the Eisenhower matrix will help you decide which problems to solve first. You can't see the screen, okay? Nobody see my screen.
I can see your screen.
We can see your screen.
Probably
I think
We are
he's
seeing
having
your
You
screen.
can see your screen.
She's
he's
talking
having
about the
issue
slide.
navigating the app.
swipe to the first page, like the first page, you'll be able to see the screen. Can you see the screen, Dan?
Yes, ma, I can see the screen now.
Okay.
So do you understand from these final takeaways? Because all those English, this is the all those English that I've been saying, this is like the summary of it.
Maybe when I go through it myself, I
Yeah,
might
and actually I
understand.
gave examples too. But if you don't understand, you can just call me on Slack to explain for that. Time has really gone, and I don't want to keep
No problem.
already. Yeah, but if you don't still
Mm,
understand, please just send me a message on Slack and I would respond to you.
all right, I will.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Ma,
Thank